important to have work-life balance, but it's very difficult to achieve. It's easy to say work-life balance. I think it's often harder to actually achieve what it is you'd like to in work-life balance. But it is something we need to focus on. If you get that wrong, I think people, you don't become as productive as you can. And that's what businesses are about. I mean, at the end of the day, we want productive people, we want productive businesses if we're going to achieve the financial outcomes and achieve the sort of business we want to be. So we need to have productive people. Productive people do have good balance in their life. How we achieve that, some people get it, I guess, a bit better than others. I definitely have a good work-life balance. I think maybe, I don't know whether I just appreciate it more from maybe some previous experiences, but I personally do. I always look to try and find some personal time, and often that might be exercising or something like that. I often think I do my best thinking when I'm doing that sort of thing, whether it's cycling or whatever, a real clarity of thought at those times, which then sort of helps you get organised for the day. And if you're organised, well, then you're more likely to be productive and you're more likely to get the balance right. And the other part, of course, is priorities. It's about prioritising things. So if you always prioritise work higher than family or out of work things, you're going to get the balance wrong because there simply won't be enough time to get that right.
Very important. I think you can see employees of an organisation who have a good balance because they're generally the good leaders. They're people who give balanced decisions. They're people who will go the extra mile or the extra few yards when required. So work-life balance is very important to us. We encourage people to be very active outside the office, whether healthy lifestyles. We have a number of sort of groups that get together in that regard, whether it be sporting or social. So healthy, a work-life balance is very important to us. I think it's very easy to get roped into, especially in what I do, to get roped into looking at screens and always, because information is always available. There's new things to read. Each day I try to get out of the office for 30 minutes, whether that be go for a run, go for a walk, go and see someone, have a coffee. And so that's a big part of my daily routine, to get exercise as a part of it. But I think to have, I guess, on an annual basis, to make sure you have holidays and spend time with my family. That's how I like to do it.
It's very important. A lot of people want to come and work at Tourism Queensland. It's got a fabulous culture, but I think that we do put in the effort. We're quite flexible with working hours, but you know what you have to do and make sure you get it done. But we think work-life balance is very important. You just got to learn to switch off as well. Once you get home, I try not to look at emails until I come in the next day. So that's the way.
Work-life balance for the organisation is important. It's important for me, personally. I like to, I try to fit in my exercise, and I've got 2 small children, and I try and look after them, and and it's important to get a bit of a balance. I find myself here, but I'm able to pull myself out and get to all the important things. And my 2 partners also have small children, so we're very we understand families in this business, and that's important. Sometimes people have to leave at 3 because they've got school pickups, and the world stops for school pickups. So there's all of those issues. We have one lady here in accounts who, because she lives out, she has to arrive at work at 6:30 and leave at 2:30, and that's fine. We're okay with that. And I think we've got to be flexible today, and I think a lot of organisations out there have people working from home. I think we'll probably see more of that happening too.
Look, work-life balance is an overused term that I'm probably a bit impatient with. I understand the need for work-life balance, and of course with our sort of businesses out in the pharmacies, everybody works to a roster and we make sure we have a work-life balance for them. But it's up to each individual to choose that work-life balance. I happen to think the current industrial relations laws are making it very hard for people and employers to choose a work-life balance that suits them. There are many people who want to work on a Saturday and Sunday, but we can no longer afford to pay 3 times the rate. And I think the governments hasn't moved with the times in that it's a 7-day trading industry now. Our country trades 7 days. It's mentally still back in a 4.5-day, 5.5-day mentality. So I believe that work-life balance really must come from the staff member. If they have a perception of work-life balance, I happen to love what I do, so if you love what you do, you don't work, it's part of life. I think, as much as we can, let's hope we can get there. But I understand the need, and so we allow our people to have a big input into their rosters, and of course the owners choose their work-life balance. And I also worked and had 5 children in a time when no one did that. The dear little old ladies who were customers in our first pharmacy were horrified that I would work until I was 8 months pregnant, until I couldn't fit behind the counter. However, I believe that work-life balance comes with organisation, and this is organisation as I truly believe in it. If you're organised, it sets you free to do other things and to do the things you want to do. So to me, the basis of all work-life balance is about your ability to organise, and then you can balance it any way you like. So it's organisation, systems, the basis of good management, the basis of things we learn in a good management degree. People should be taught from the knee up. Organise your life and you're free to go and have a big night out. Organise your life without it impacting on the rest of your work. Organise your life and you're free. You can have a baby and you can still work.